Episode 4, Looking Up Podcast, here at 88's, Looking Up with Nick and Chris. Thank you, 88's, for hosting us. Our guest today, the owner of SkyCycle, the creator and owner of Jungle, the famous local legend, Olivia Morgan.
Honored
Welcome.
to be here.
Thank you
Honored
for joining
to be
us.
Here.
We, Chris and I, have gotten to know you quite a bit in the last year, 2 years. Have you known her longer?
2 years, just about
2 years.
Coming up in 2 years. Year and a half. 2 years, who knows? Long time feels like.
Got to
Feels like forever.
not only hear a lot of stories,
My
but
brother.
be a
My
part.
dog.
You guys are family at this point. I'm
My
just
dog.
here.
Literally. No, you'll become you're under our wing soon.
I'm slowly becoming part. I like this. So, I've got to hear a lot of your story. I've got to witness a lot of your story. Chris has got to help create parts in this story. I want to know where this all started, though. So, you're obviously a business owner now, 2 studios. Where did this whole becoming a business owner start? Where did the entrepreneurial journey begin? And then what's led us to this point?
Yeah, I am a big creator, and I've always been really creative. I've always had really bad ADD, and I never really was good at sitting still. I was never really going to march to the beat of anyone else's drum. I also was never good at taking direction. So I think from an early age, I knew that I was going to have to sort of pave my own path. I also was just set up in a lifestyle where I had really no choice but to pave my own path, which I think as I just got older, it was really easy to then like transcend into just working for myself. So I went to my first spin class when I was like 18 years old, hated it. Went to my second one when I was like 18 and a half years old, was obsessed. And I was obsessed with the fact that it was just like a crazy vibe, dark. I felt like I was in a club, okay? And so I knew then I wanted to create really electric, crazy experiences for other people just like that. It was like such a therapeutic and vibey experience. And so I knew I wanted to have a spin studio. Fast forward a few years, and I was working at so many different gyms, being an instructor. And I was burning myself to the ground. I was also personal training clients on the side, and I knew this was not sustainable. And I kept telling myself, okay, but like one day you'll have a studio, and so just keep working.
Yeah.
And then I realized quickly, I was like, no, you need to figure this out now, because this lifestyle is not going to make you happy. So I just started talking to people in the fitness community, and then one of them said, okay, go talk to my husband. He owns a like rooftop spin kind of like pop-up in Charlotte. So I did. I met up with him, and I thought it was just going to be a mentorship conversation, and he was going to kind of like tell me the do's and don'ts. And in the end, he was like, you're so passionate about this, why don't you buy my studio for a very inexpensive amount? And so I basically bought the name, bought the brand, and consumed the lease and bought the assets, which were the bikes. Mm-hmm. And then changed basically everything.
Was this all out of pocket too?
Yeah, all out of pocket. My dad gave me $30,000, and I used like literally every coin that I had ever like saved from college and working and just whatever. So luckily it was inexpensive.
Sure.
It should have been. I was not buying much.
Doesn't take away from the fact that it was such a big risk doing something like that.
It was risky.
I mean, it's all your money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible to be able to do something like that and have the confidence to do that. So, props to you.
Thanks. It was risky. I knew that wasn't going to obviously be the end all be all, but it put me in a position where I then was a business owner with an LLC making money, and I was able to take out a big loan when the time came to create and open Jungle, which was always in the cards, truly. So yeah.
Where'd the concept of Jungle come up? Like, even the name, but the concept, like, how'd you create that? I know you're a creator, but like, where did that come from?
So what's crazy is I've always called myself a jungle girl. I've always like related to big cats and the way they like prioritize loyalty, and I'm really into everything regarding the jungle. I love places where it feels super dense in energy. So I was in the gym one day and I was trying to think of a name for this studio, and the song Rumble came on by Skrillex, and it's just like Killers of the Jungle, and I just immediately was like hit like a ton of bricks. I was like, this is going to be the brand, this is going to be the name. I started thinking of just like lions, tigers, I started thinking of plants, which I just already resonate to so much. And I started thinking of slogans and like things like, okay, this life really is a jungle. You gotta like stay hungry. You gotta fight for what you want. So it just really all came together. And not to mention, I really would like Jungle to turn into like a lifestyle brand. So I think the name and the concept is vast enough to do just that.
You can build a world around it, right?
can build-
Like
totally.
When I hear just jungle, I don't think of like a gym or like a cycle studio. I think of like a whole lifestyle brand. So I think like the name is perfect. I also didn't know that you named the studio like inspired by that Skrillex song, which is crazy because now whenever I'm like editing videos for you and doing like making videos and I hear that song makes me think of jungle.
Yeah.
Like that
It
song
made so
feels-
much sense. It felt so much like me, the name. I was actually just like looking at some photos like from like years ago, and I like, you know, created this like digital thing, and I like put a bunch of like, it was a collage of like me and then a collage of like tigers, and then I like posted on it like the Jungle Girl. And I was like, that was years ago.
Did you have a Tumblr when you were younger?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, total Tumblr
Creation
girl.
Station.
Dude, I miss Tumblr.
You
What
give
a
me
time.
very tiger energy.
I
Yep.
know.
Yeah.
I agree.
100%.
Solo in the jungle kind of thing.
No, like I could survive.
Yeah.
Plane crash in the jungle, just me, survive.
Got this.
Let's not test that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
But I have faith in you.
Thanks.
Okay, wait, go back. So you mentioned that growing up, you felt like you were in a lifestyle where you were going to have to pave your own way.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I feel like I didn't have a whole lot of guidance as I grew up. Yeah, I was in so I'm an only child, and my parents got divorced, and they were both entrepreneurs, so they both had their businesses, and I think by nature there was not a lot of hands-on on my shoulders, again, sort of like guiding me. They trusted me a lot to make my own decisions, or maybe they didn't trust me, I don't know, but they allowed me to make a lot of my own decisions, a lot
Yeah.
of my own mistakes, the things, you know, big decisions like college. Like I feel like it was genuinely a conversation just between me. Also, being an only child is interesting because so a lot of people, when they have siblings, like they're hanging out with their siblings when they're growing up, okay? So you're around kids a lot. When you're an only child, you're around adults as you're being raised. So I actually think it's a superpower of only children that you get woke pretty quickly. You're very like emotionally in tune at a young age because I'm ping-ponging from adults who are emotionally mature rather than, you know, being silly and goofy with my younger siblings or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. And I feel like that was another reason, like I was set up for success to just pick whatever avenue I wanted to go down and not really give a shit what anyone else thought.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way to think about it because I'm an only child as well, and like my parents are, you know, late 60s, early 70s now, and I'm very used to like hanging around adults. I didn't have like a lot of like kid time. I had friends that I would hang out with, but I had like most of my time was spent with my parents, you know. So by the time I was 18, like felt like I was mentally years ahead of other kids my age
I
who were
agree.
like going out partying and stuff like that. It's like I was just like going to school and like grinding.
I know, like babysitters loved me because they thought they were hanging out with like a friend. Like I just feel like you get like emotionally woke a lot faster.
I agree with that completely.
It makes sense why you guys also connect so well with each other. I feel like every time I see you guys not only create contact, but even like things behind the scenes, you two are very like aligned. And I feel like you two do really well with each other.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
So that makes a lot of sense. I'm one of three. So
Well, I think
very
that
different.
here's the thing with me and Liv. I think that we have a really good like friendship, but I also think that we have a really good working relationship because she's very open with communication, and she has taught me how to be open in communication with someone that I'm working with, but that wouldn't have came if me and her like didn't get along as friends first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just think it
It's
works.
because we trust each other.
We trust each other.
So we trust each other and we trust each other's motives. He knows that when I'm like saying I don't like this, it has absolutely zero to do with him.
Him.
You
It's
know,
just
like
what we're doing.
So I think when the more trust and respect you have for someone, then the more open you can be. It's literally just like it's like any relationship.
100%. And I think before working with Liv, I think that if someone didn't like something that I made, I took it personally. And it took a few months of like working with her to realize, oh, it's not about me. It's not about this, right? It's about like what I'm creating. And it really for her, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's like I'm making this to help her grow her brand and grow this vision. And so I had to take a step back and like really, really evaluate and be like, if I'm going to do this as a career, right? Like I have to be able to take criticism and realize that it's not personal. It's just business, right?
Well, you have to realize, a big part of it is that you have to realize you're on the same team.
Absolutely.
Like I always knew he was on my team, but I think maybe it just took him a second because he was creating for me, right? So he's giving me a product and he's like, do you like it or not? And I'm like, well, let's tweak this, this, and this. But then he starts to realize, okay, wait, I actually trust like her vision. Absolutely. And I'm totally on her team and she's totally on my team. She wants me to become a better creator.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's been like, I mean, it's just been constant growth in the last year and a half, because if you go back and look at the first video we did together versus the last one that we did together, I mean, it is night and day difference to what I was, and like, yes, I was new to editing and new to the whole like video creation, but like just like having that like creative relationship is huge, dude. It helps you grow so much on both sides, I would assume.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, and I also feel that in the beginning, at least this is what I've experienced, and sounds like you as well. When you first start in the business, things do feel a little personal. Like you take things a little bit more personally
100%.
because you're so invested, whether it's just the emotional and time investment, whether it's a financial investment, if it's a big finance, it's even more. I remember even feeling that same way. Sometimes when we would do things together, I felt like we were always aligned, but there's a couple times that like, if we create something, I'm like, I gotta go back, but I feel like I wanna make sure that I'm dancing this delicately where I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. And maybe that was probably the wrong approach in the beginning, instead of just being direct. And then over time, we were really good we found the perfect way to communicate with each other. I think.
And like from a business standpoint, the best clients are the ones who have great communication, right? It's like I've worked with like a lot of one-off clients who like, I will send them first drafts of something and they're like, oh my God, love it. And I'm like, well, you don't want to change anything? Like, and I don't feel like I end up being proud of it, you know? It's like, I mean, some of the videos that I'm most proud of are the ones that I've made for Jungle, because it's like 9th, 10th iteration to the video where like I've sent it back and forth multiple times, multiple days, and it comes out 2 weeks late because we're trying to make it perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and more times than not, like her ideas are what make it better, right? And it's just like that collaboration that just makes things, you know, makes the growth that much better.
Yeah.
So
When did you two meet and start working with each other, and how'd that go about?
I saw a QCA video.
was it a QCA video?
Let's go.
Oh shit.
I saw a QCA video and I knew he like was kind of like newer, but I could just tell. One of my superpowers is like knowing when I'm gonna gel with someone and vibe with someone. That's why, I mean, you know this, like I know millions of people, but like I keep my close circle really close. And the reason is like that has been a superpower for me for as long as I can remember. I just immediately know like if I'm gonna really vibe with someone. And I could tell by his video, and then I could like just went and like stalked him, and I could just tell that he was like starting this journey, and like obviously I'm starting this journey too. So I knew that like ego to ego, it was going to be a good partnership. And I just got a feeling that he was going to be able to take my strong personality, even if he had to get used to it. So I literally just called him up.
Yeah, I think the first time we met was at a Move Wellness event. I think it was like a Pilates and like boxing thing.
Yeah.
And I think I met her. I don't think we talked, but then like I think like a week later we had like DM'd about a video or something, or she DM'd me, and then we like talked that week. And I remember getting off the phone. She was like, "Hey, do you want to like go on this journey with me?" And I remember being like, "Sure, let's do it." And I've told you this so many times. Like I was freaked out, dude, because she's like a very strong personality, very like boss bitch energy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like
It's the tiger in
it was
her.
scary, dude. I was like, I hadn't worked with anyone or like talked to anyone really who was so like laser focused on what they wanted, right? So after that, like I got off that phone call and I was like, oh shit. I was like, what did I sign up for, right? I was like, I'm just gonna roll with the punches here. And I mean, yeah, it took like 3 or 4 months to figure out. Like I said, like if she has like she doesn't give you an attitude. It came off like as an attitude at first, or like almost like a disappointment at first. And I was like, fuck, man, everything I'm doing is wrong, right? But as like the months went on, I realized, oh, this is just like what good communication is like with a strong personality, right? And it's like it's not personal. It's just it was a learning curve, and like I have learned how to talk to so many different people now because of dealing with her strong personality, which is crazy to say.
I just don't beat around the bush.
No, you
like
don't.
I
It's
really
awesome.
do say what's on my mind, but as you get to know me, you realize my intentions, right? Because everybody's always like, oh, well, what are or what is anyone's intentions, right? You get to know me and you just realize, wait, no, she's just like the most like real ass bitch you're ever gonna meet. She just says exactly what's on her mind, but she's not thinking it in like a malicious way. So here Chris is giving me something and I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. But this will. So try this. And or like go back to the drawing board and like let me know. But he realized as time went on, like, no, she just really wants me to get better. Like she just
And it's just like, yeah, there's just no like dodging the like bottom line. You know, it's like this is what I think and this is how it is. And that's like it's been the best thing to work with because it's like there's no like gray area. You know, it's like I know exactly what she wants and like what we're trying to achieve. Now she will like when she first pops out an idea, there's a lot of gray area there. So I have to like decipher. She's like, I want it to feel like this and I want to like do this and I'm like, okay, give me a song. Usually if she gives me a good song, I can like, now that I know her well enough, like when she gives me music, I'm like, this is how she wants it to feel. Right. And like, I mean, music's so big of like who she is and who, especially like Jungle and like what Sky is, like her entire like studio is built around like feeling the energy of music, right? So like if I'm not picking things up in the way that she's explaining something, her sending me a song, I pick it up more.
Yeah.
Or better. Does that make sense?
totally.
Yeah.
I think that's a skill that you have probably maybe from even just starting in photography into videography. Being able to do that, that's something that hopefully other creators that are coming to be videographers or photographers aspiring to be, they learn that ability too. I was just telling someone about this with apparel, something completely separate, but I'm like, I'm not the apparel guy. I have an idea of what I want, but I need you to map this out to look exactly what I'm thinking. Separately, we did this with branding, and our branding team was absolutely amazing. They nailed it dead on the head. For apparel, I'm like, if we don't do it or don't have like an idea, I'm hoping the person we hire does.
Right.
So it's cool that you have that ability to do that. I mean, that's astounding, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
But I do think it speaks to how you guys also work with each other.
Right, but I also think that I think, and like I come from like I played instruments growing up, and like if I don't sit in silence ever, if I'm like just hanging out, like if I'm driving, there's always music on, no matter what. If I'm not working on a video, if like when I'm working on a video, I have to have whatever song is on the screen playing. But as soon as I close out of my editing software and I'm just surfing or doing whatever the hell I'm doing, music's on. It's like I'm constantly listening to music. I have to have music on. So like I think that like I communicate well with music as well. It's like I think music portrays a lot like, of emotions, right? And so
For sure.
like I think that by editing to music and like all my videos are based around like whatever song is playing, right? But I also think that's put me in a bubble now where I have a hard time telling stories through video without music.
That's fair.
I'm having an issue with that lately, which is maybe a topic for another episode. But yeah, I think music is just everything.
I like music. I also like sitting in silence on my car ride home.
Yeah,
at the
I
end
can't
of the
do it,
day.
man.
But
I can't
that's
do it.
just me. I speaking to so many people in a day. Okay, wait. I want to go back to kind of more the timeline portion. You obviously purchased Sky Cycle. How long did it take until Jungle became a thing?
Well, the thing is I was looking for indoor spaces before I even came across Sky Cycle to buy. Like, I always had the vision of what I wanted this studio to look like, whether I had the brand, the name in my head or not. So I never stopped looking at spaces. I probably wound up in like 4 different LOIs, letter of intent.
Look at you with your business now.
Letter of intent to hopefully, get into a lease. And I am so glad that all of them ended up falling through. They just weren't the right ones.
Yeah.
So it was probably, I don't know, when did October?
You just had your 1 year.
I know, but like I'm trying to think of like, I mean, it was like 8 months before that. It was 2020. I mean, yes, last year was 2025. Okay, so in 2024, I'd say like November 2024, I signed the lease to start building out
Got it. How long did it take to build out?
Jungle. It took like 6 months.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we were filming all winter.
I think we started shooting in February. January, February we started shooting, and I think it opened in June. Yeah,
June.
June. It opened in June.
Open June 6th, yes.
Yeah, and then we just celebrated. Well, you celebrated. We got to join your 1 year
1 year.
anniversary of Jungle. Congratulations.
Which is crazy. That flew by.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it did. I actually can't figure out if it flew by or if it's felt like 10 years of my life.
I feel like
Really
I feel like since I think the time that it's been open went faster than the time building it.
True.
That build period
did.
felt
Woo!
like a lifetime.
That really did. That really did. Construction is not for the faint of heart.
Any hiccups during the first build out?
Yeah. Yeah, some. Not as many as like, I mean, like people say construction's brutal. What I'm going through right now with expanding, which I guess we haven't discussed yet, but that it's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that we're on it, obviously you've announced to everyone on social media that you're expanding, so that's public knowledge.
Yes.
How has that been? This whole process now. Talk me through it.
Yes, so I'm expanding 900 square feet to the right, just knocking down a wall and opening up another mat room, another strength room, another bathroom, little hallway. And that has been difficult because it's creating a lot more code issues. I am now considered an assembly, not a business, and whatever the hell that means. But I need another door, and that other door, there's only one place for it to be in the studio, and it is in the cycle room. And the cycle room has elevation changes, so that means I now need a ramp to go up to this new door. That whole window situation where the new door is going, there's blackout shade, there's just a lot that goes into it that's gonna have to be taken out and then put back in. And yeah, I actually heard today that it's going to cost around probably like 17 grand to do just this door and ramp situation. And that hurts so bad because I don't want it in general. I'm sorry, but like I don't need a ramp through my cycle room. And it's just gonna create a lot of issues. It's obviously very expensive. There's not gonna be a shade in there for a little bit while this project is going. It's just gonna be a little bit of a headache. I will obviously fix it and figure it out in the end, but that code alone has been giving me a lot of problems. Not to mention the price of everything has skyrocketed, just like with where our economy is at right now. So to build out 900 square feet, it's just costing a really ridiculous amount, like more than, I feel like, I mean, it's like more than half of my first build out. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, when code things come in, and for anyone that decides they want to have a brick and mortar, obviously you need fire codes and codes for the city for anything, whether it's pathways and exit pathways, a ramp for ADA compliance, which is for anyone in a wheelchair. We have to have a ramp. Luckily, it was already built in front of our gym. Even the bathrooms have to have a certain amount of space that you could do a turnaround, all those kind of things. Which ours came in, sometimes you'll get approved through, it's like the first plumber comes in or whoever it is, electrician, and then the fire marshal or someone else comes in to give you your certificate of occupancy. So they have to do another assessment. Ours was a wet mop sink, which is literally that, like, you've seen these sinks in kitchens and everywhere. It's a white sink that, well, it doesn't have to be, it could be silver or whatever color, that you dump a mop bucket in. It's just in the middle of our break room because we had nowhere else we could put it. And it cost us $3,500 just to put in a sink.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So dumb. And we already were approved for plumbing. This came in later when we thought we were going to have our CO. That stuff can delay people. And you see this with a lot of businesses. They project to open at a certain date, then they delay. We were fortunate that didn't happen, and I think we're going to timeline everything else that's to come as well as we project everything out. But those things come up, and they're so gut-wrenching because of not only the timeline, if it changes things that you don't even want there, and the price boggles my mind when this all kicks in. It's part of being in business or being a business owner.
It is, yeah.
So that's exciting.
It is
Hopefully.
exciting. Let's just get through it.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit faster. I know there's not like a true set date. Are you hoping for it to be done by a certain date?
I am being told September. So I'm not going to put a date on that, but let's hope it's done by the end of September.
Yeah, that's super exciting though.
They told me today that we're 42% of the way there. So I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that you're able to expand. I know that you're already on a wait list for, I think it's 2 weeks out to even get into some of the Pilates
Some of them, yeah.
classes. So that's
awesome.
incredible. I mean, you've had tremendous success in literally the 1 year that Jungle's been open, and previously, obviously. What's one thing that you feel has led to that? Like, what have you done in leading up to this point to get you here, and what was it that really set Jungle apart from other businesses?
I think that quality control is extremely important, and I think a lot of businesses do not prioritize that the way they should. I think a lot of fitness studios do like personality hires, influencers, these things that are not going to really set them up for sustainable success. I think a lot of places follow trends, whether it be a fitness studio or another business, whatever it is. I think that somebody actually asked me the other day what piece of advice I have as an entrepreneur, and I said, valuing yourself over money, like valuing your instincts, your gut, your creation over money. I think people can feel and see that I really care about the product. I really care about the people who work for me so that they can give a good product. And all of that has to do with quality control. You know, like it's not about just like making as much money as possible. If you value yourself and just have this like direct line of sight of where you want to go, and don't worry so much about the finances regarding it, or, oh, well, I could have easily not expanded and just like started making some bank, you know, but like I don't let finances lead me in the slightest. I care so much about the product, the quality. So I think that's really important. Trust yourself, value yourself.
I think another thing, like just from like being in the fitness community that has set her apart is that she's so deeply rooted in the Charlotte community. Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of your members have traveled with you to wherever you've gone. You know, it's like...
I mean, I've been an instructor for a long time, so that plays a part. They trust me. I have relationships with a lot of people that like the way I do things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I meet someone everywhere I go, and they're like, "Oh, you should do this for Jungle," and they're like, "We love Liv. Like, we've taken her classes for years." I'm like, "Yeah, it's sick." Yeah. And it just speaks to like how good the product is.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a reflection of you, though. I mean, you've been mentioning how you felt like someone that you can be more of a lone wolf or more of a tiger in a jungle. You obviously have grown up in a way where you felt like you aspired to be something of an entrepreneur and obviously lead your own path, similar to the whole tiger jungle feel. This is just a reflection of you in the best way, and clearly has done very well for it. Mm-hmm. Again, I think that's where everyone says they want to be authentic.
Yeah.
This is the epitome of that. Like, it's textbook definition right here.
I agree. I do feel like, I mean, I've been authentic to a fault my whole life, and I think it's for like the first time in the last few years, obviously, just there's been a lot of confirmation that this was like what I was supposed to do, and this was how I was supposed to be, because, you know, obviously we already talked in this podcast about like how I can be intense, you know, and like a lot of people say like she's very intense. But I think that's why things have like played out now in a really good way, and I don't have a whole lot of regrets anymore, you know, about being that way, because I've talked to people before, like I've talked to therapists before, like I would like to be a little bit softer sometimes, I'd like to be less intense, and I actually am very soft. That's the crazy part, is I really am soft, but kind of like extrinsically, like when it comes to where I am in my environment and what I have to do on a day-to-day basis, like I definitely have to like live in a very like masculine, like intense state, because that's kind of just like how I'm able to get stuff done. But I always say, like, gosh, I just want to, like, be like a baby when I go home. I just want to be like a baby that's, like, held when I go home.
Okay, so obviously we know things have been going very well, very successful so far. Any business decisions that you're like, that was not a good decision, and it's more of a funny story at this point?
This is something that I would have to think about. Do you have any?
I'm just trying to think. I don't know.
Okay, so when I bought SkyCycle, there was a whole different clientele, and they prioritized way different things than I prioritized. You know, when I bought it, the leaves were covering the rooftop. The bikes were in shambles. Stuff was everywhere. These people were just there to grind, okay? And they were there to what is called performance ride, which focuses a lot more on metrics than it does rhythm. There's really not any rhythm to it. I came in and that's where cycle has evolved is going towards beat-based riding, rhythm riding, and that's how you kind of change your resistance depending on what your beat of your music is. So I came in young, 24, and bought the thing and taught my first class. I taught my first class and I taught it beat-based, but I did it in a way where I was also talking about metrics. So like I wouldn't spook them so much. I wasn't like, find the beat. I was like, okay, take your whatever RPMs to 30, like, you know, whatever. Yeah. And still I got probably like 12 emails after that said like, we'd like to cancel our membership. That was crazy. And then I got more and more emails. And this is like us approaching the winter, like December, January. It's a rooftop business. It can be spooky. Yeah. And I got so many emails that said, I'm canceling. I don't even know if I like barely had any members, any left. And I was like, kind of like, okay, like, did you just do this? Like, did you just like really put yourself in the shitter by like buying this business and then like doing something that kind of rattled these people, and these are the people that we're supposed to be paying for like what you're now paying for? Yeah. But I stayed true to my vision. I kept going. I started hiring the right people and I started building the thing out, and it was a good decision in the end. But it was just really funny because they all like hated me. They were like, who is this little nut job that's coming in, buying this studio, doesn't know anything? And they definitely doubted me. Like even some of the instructors were like I'll always remember an instructor said to me, she goes, you know, like, I don't want to leave. Like, I don't want to quit, but like I'm probably going to, and I'm just letting you know that like you're not gonna have anybody left here when I leave and quit. I said, bye.
Are any instructors left from the original crew there?
Well, Carrie had left under the previous ownership, and then she came back under my ownership, and then like Sarah Dorfman, my manager, front desk staff, she has been there since before me as well. She was under previous ownership, but no, everyone else is newer because these are all beat-based instructors, so they didn't do things like that.
Also find in fitness, it's very hard to keep someone long-term. It's just trainer and group fitness instructor turnover is a lot higher, so it speaks volumes if you can,
yes,
or if people come back.
Yes, I agree.
And we all hear the stories of things going on at other gyms, and whether it's staff or members are happy or unhappy. I heard of another CrossFit gym that was bought by someone else, and there was a mass exodus of members as well because the new owner was just a very different, a little more alpha male, a little bit more stern and different from what the clientele was or the member base was. So, you know, it's not a rare thing. Actually, it might be more common, and I've never bought a business taking it over from something. So I don't really know how that goes. And I gotta imagine that's scary in the first place. And then everything happens where you start seeing some of the numbers drop off or people leave, and you're like, oh yeah, you get into this little mental warfare of like, did I make the right decision, a good decision? And now look at you. I mean, SkyCycle's killing it again. Yeah. So, which is really cool. Is for at least members. So you wear your heart on your sleeve. You are very straightforward, very direct. Is there anything that members or friends don't know about you that you wish they did?
Well, I think probably that what I just said, like I am really actually soft and like just sensitive and, or maybe like not sensitive, but I'm an empath for sure. So as intense as I am, what you got to say, Chris?
I just have something to add to this.
Yeah, maybe Chris could answer this better than I
I can answer this for sure. I think the one thing that I've been trying to lean into more with the videos that we've been making at Jungle are when you look at her social media presence and when you like see her out in public or see her in the studio and you're not having a conversation with her, she comes off very intense, very like I said earlier, like boss, bad bitch energy, right? And I think that it might attract some people and others it doesn't, right? And I think that the videos that we've been doing lately have been much more personal, much more showing like true her. And I think that people love seeing that because, like she said, she's soft, she's hilarious, and I think people like seeing the personality behind it because there's a lot more than just like all the time. You know?
Oh yeah, okay. Like I'm very multifaceted, so I think I told you like in order to get stuff done, and like I've lived in fight or flight for a very long time, I naturally am intense. But it's interesting because then like all my best friends know this. I'm actually like kind of type B. Like I'm very type A when it comes to like my creations and you know what I want and all these things, but then there's a whole nother side of me that loves to turn off and again just like take my hand, lead me wherever, you know, so it's just interesting because I do have a lot of faces.
I think that makes sense. So I mean, if you are so detail oriented, organized, and quote unquote, you know, type A
Yeah.
in your work and creations,
Yeah.
it's hard to do that in
I know, and I'm so not. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm a true Capricorn when it comes to work and business and focusing on yeah, what I want out of life and my goals and my dreams. But the other side of me is like, yeah, just tell me what to do. Like just tell me what to do, I'll do it. Like I'm chilling, you know?
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So now that you're expanding the studio, you're expanding the fitness space of Jungle, what is what do you have set for the future to expand the overall brand of Jungle?
Yeah, so on Thursday I have a phone call with one of the landlords to the space to potentially take over even more space, and I don't want to talk about what that could potentially be because surprise effect, but it would not be fitness, and it would be starting something along the lines of like more of the Jungle lifestyle brand. I absolutely would love to create a Jungle fashion line. Whether or not it's like called Jungle, I don't know, but it definitely branches off of that, and I have a lot of really good ideas there. So those are the first two things that I'm gonna start with in the near future. But yeah, like my goal is for the like kind of just like explore your vulnerability, explore your wild, show up as you are, and then hopefully leave a little bit better and a little bit stronger. Like the whole Jungle brand, I want it to. I mean, it would be worldwide if I have, you know, the ability to do that. But at least we'll start with hopefully just people all over America wearing the cool merch and coming to visit the studio, and then going to the things under the Jungle umbrella, which let's see if that Thursday conversation goes well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Is there anything outside of business that you're looking forward to? Anything fun or a passion project that you're getting into that wouldn't be any of these?
I really would love to travel and continue exploring art. I get a lot of inspiration by doing so. I get a lot of inspiration by traveling to very jungly places and meeting different people and seeing what people are wearing, and just so I think my passion project would be continuing to just really like open my eyes, see how the world works, immerse myself in different cultures, meet different people that inspire me, different creators, and I do feel as long as I continue doing that, I'll keep figuring stuff out. Yeah.
I think you'll draw a lot of ideas from that side
Yeah.
that will bleed and blend into
Yeah.
work.
I have found that every time I've put like people will be like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? I think that works for a lot of people. I don't think it works for me. My brain goes like millions of miles per hour. I think that like things just change as I change and evolve pretty quickly. So I kind of I prefer it that way. Rather than being like, oh, in 5 years I'm gonna have this, in 10 years I'm gonna have this, because like I don't know. It's kind of like when somebody asks you like your values or what you want or like how many children you want at a certain age, and like that can easily change just years later. So it's just kind of like that's how I feel about business as well.
Yeah, I told Allie that I want 11, but she's set on 3. So we'll see what happens.
Well, hopefully you don't want 11 anymore either.
I don't know.
Now that
And 11, that'd be a lot of kids. Can you imagine that?
No.
I need a farm. I'd move out of
Yeah,
Charlotte
you'd have to be
immediately.
out of there.
I would put them in the pins. They would be the farm animals.
I agree with that 5 to 10 year plan thing though. I'm a 2-year person at max.
Yeah, like just let life happen and like figure it out.
And I'm very like, here's the idea. It's not the goal and plan. I'm like, here's the idea. It might float a little and go in a different avenue to get somewhere that you want to go. But 5 to 10 years, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, yeah, if you asked me 5 years ago what I was going to be doing or what I wanted, it wouldn't be this.
A podcast? What are you talking about?
Yeah, right?
It's exactly what you wanted
I had
to
no
do.
clue. We were doing a podcast in 5 years. It's nuts.
Yeah, honestly, I remember we joked about doing this, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only took me a year
Just
and a
let
half
it
to do it.
Yeah, we filmed our first one in like August of, what was it, 2025?
2024.
And then
I
we
think.
redid it this January because he didn't like how it looked. And then we finally got it out in like February, and now we're
Now we're doing it. Now we're moving.
I'm the person who's collecting you here.
Yeah, dude, I've barely got my head above water, but that's a story for another day.
I'll be your shepherd.
You will. You're setting yourself up right now.
yeah, we're doing good.
To have your head above water. So
Yeah, we're doing good.
It's all right. It's a blind lead and a blind.
That's right, dude.
you have to value yourself over money, which is what you're
That's right,
doing
dude.
right
That's what I'm
now.
doing.
So
Yeah.
you need
We
to
are
just let it
grinding.
happen.
For sure.
I always like asking this question, or either of us will, but at this moment, do you feel you're successful?
Yeah, on the birthday, I think for the first time I was like, whoa, like this is really cool that this is what was built in 1 year. And I did. I felt really happy. I felt really content. I felt warm. And there was a moment where I did not feel like I was in fight or flight. And I felt success. Again, not necessarily monetarily, but just like looking around at all the happy faces and the experiences that me and my team have created. And we've changed a lot of people's lives. A lot of women and men have come in there and been on like their sobriety journey at Jungle or divorce, whatever it is. Like a lot of people go through a lot of different things, and group fitness can really bring them out of those tough spots or inspire them to keep going when they don't feel like it. So hearing from people at the birthday, like, you've touched my life in Jungle, and they're not really saying me, they're saying, Jungle has changed my life, your team and all the, and that's what I always wanted to create. I always said, like, it wasn't really about fitness for me. I'm not just like a fitness guru, it wasn't like, oh, I want to go create a gym. It was like, I want to create experiences for people that really change them. So I did. I felt success then. Now I'm back to every single day. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, the next thing, so that we can keep it moving and keep people happy, keep people stimulated. But yes, I did feel, I felt successful. I need to recognize it probably and sit in it a little bit more than I do, but that's how I operate.
I feel like that's most people I know. When they get to whatever level of success they want to be at from when they start to a certain point, and then there's normally like some long-term success, no one really sits in like the middle ground. We're like, hey, it's cool that we made it this far.
Yeah.
Most people wanted to do something like this, and I got out of my own way to do something like this.
Yeah.
And again, the gym, Jungle has been an extension of you. You've impacted so many people's lives because of it, and your staff and the team and the community that you built. It's one of those things when you reflect, you're like, wow, I created something that could have an impact on others that's more than just the direct me speaking to someone. And I think that's something to be appreciated that most people don't think about,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
that is a crazy value add.
No, I think that's the biggest thing. It's too like early for me to be saying like, oh, I'm successful, like the business is taking off like financially. Like I mean, it's just, that would be silly. Like I need to make sure that this business sustainably changes people's lives and touches the hearts of all the people that come in there. And my instructors or my front desk staff who are having hard days enjoy coming to this second job that they have. So I need to wait to make sure that like I know and I keep learning how I can do that, how I can ensure that those feelings will remain. Yeah.
It sounds like you're very aware of it and obviously striving to make Jungle and Sky Cycle better places for anyone that walks in.
Yeah.
So that itself is such a great space to be in, like headspace wise, for your team, for your staff, for the members. I don't know if every business owner or gym owner can say that. I'm sure everyone thinks they're doing the right thing, but from an outside perspective, they might not hear that from everyone. So hats off to you with that.
Thanks. I mean, they're everything. You guys are absolutely everything. They're the ones that created this thing. They truly are, you know? Like, yeah, it's unbelievable. My staff is insane at what they do.
Do you have a story that stands out to you from either a member or staff of like, again, one of those impactful moments that really resonated with you?
There have been so many. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, one girl has lost like over 150 pounds, which obviously that has so much more to do than like weight. You know, like this has changed her entire life.
Mentality, confidence, all
Yeah,
that.
yes, just like I mean, it's a whole different chapter that she's entering now. There was a girl that got sober like 6 months ago, and she says that like Jungle genuinely just like made her feel like this was an opportunity for her to get sober, and now she's just like riding that wave. I mean, there's just like a lot of beautiful stories just like that. There's been a lot of breakups. There's been some divorces, and you know, obviously, it's beautiful that our members feel comfortable enough to talk to instructors about how they're feeling, and you know, like didn't think I could get out of bed today, didn't think I could get through this chapter, didn't think I could heal. I myself like went through a very healing process over the last year, and Jungle completely helped me. So I know firsthand that it's got some magical powers behind it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to be a safe haven like that for people, and also a place of comfort that people not only feel welcome and feel safe, but also feel inspired and motivated to go if they can't get out of their own way
Right.
in other areas in life.
Right.
So I think that's such an incredible impact that you and Jungle and Sky Cycle have all had on Charlotte, the people. Again, that's absolutely incredible. One last question that I have is, this is a completely unrelated question, but I think you'll appreciate this. People that want to be an entrepreneur or a gym owner typically are like, I want to open a gym. And I think in my experience, a lot of people feel that it's easy. What is your thoughts on anyone that's pursuing that, like, and would consider it easy? Do you think it's harder than people expect? Do you think it's for everyone? What's your thoughts?
No, I don't think it's for everyone. We've talked this entire podcast about like what I think certain owners and stuff people need to value. I don't think unless you have a very good vision and a sustainable vision at that. And I think that if you're trying to do the most, I think then you lose sight of why you even started in the first place. And that in itself is a big red flag. Like a lot of people are like, okay, let me start this endeavor and let me look around at what the successful people are doing and then let me do that. Okay, that might work for a little bit. But then people start to see through that. And then you become trendy. And what happens with trends? They fall off. You have to have a lot of heart and a lot of soul in order to create your business. And having that heart and soul is not for everybody. There are plenty of people that are meant to work for someone else. It's just that simple. And there's no like hierarchy there. It's not like, oh, one is better than the other. Like one has a lot of structure and one has a lot of guidance, and one doesn't take as much maybe like creation, okay? And then there's another that takes a lot of risk, and sometimes that comes with reward. Sometimes that comes with mind-boggling, dismantling, like gut-wrenching issues. But so that person has to be okay with both of those. They can't really be led by fear. And so I don't think everyone in this world is capable of not being led by fear. I think a lot of people do let fear lead them, and that's okay. We do live in a world where there's a lot of shit going on. Or you can be, fearful that your paycheck next month is not going to be the same as it is this month. Then you're not meant for that. Then you're not meant for that life. It's not easy at all. But if you have the true desire to create something and make it yours, put your signatures all over it, right? Like your aura is all over it, then I think that you should do it. If you're doing it and the reasons seem a little murky, like you just want to own something, or you just want a gym, or you think you can do it and that you're capable of it, that's the wrong reasons, in my opinion.
I completely agree with that. I think not only in the gym owning space, but even just, the phrase and the want of being an entrepreneur, it sounds very glorious, and there's so much that comes with it that maybe it's because of online businesses, creators, anything that you can do even independently that doesn't maybe have a big financial risk. I think that people are like, oh, I'm a business owner. People are going to look at me a different way. I have a different personality or aura about me. But there's so much that goes into it, and a lot of headache, a lot of stress, could be a lot of worry depending on the type of person that you are. And there's a lot of times that you're just hoping that you are successful enough to pay your own bills, let alone reach real success of whatever that is for you.
Yeah.
I think it's a very tough journey, and not everyone's built for it. But I've seen this increase of like everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. It seems
I think it's just social media, man. Everyone posts their highs, and everyone can look like a business owner online, right? And so a lot of like kids these days think, or like just younger people in general who are on socials, like think that when they see everyone else's success, that they just started a business and it came overnight. Like business is not a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah.
It's like a constant grind every day, and it's just not traveling and parties and yada yada yada.
Yeah, and I don't want to throw shade at anyone, so we'll see who takes to this comment. But if I was to go on Instagram and be like, CEO of Bald Guy Training, it's just me training. Like, it's nothing out of the ordinary. That's completely new and revolutionary. So sometimes it's like, I don't know if that's where people are like, I am now a business owner, or if there's like the entrepreneurial side where you're aspiring to be one, but there's a certain point that you have to hit to finally be at that point. I don't know. It's always such a toss-up with me on that one. And that's why I don't know if everyone's ready for it. I think they like the idea of it more than the grind that you have to go through
For sure.
to get to that point.
Yeah.
Not that I want to deter anyone.
It takes years.
Yeah. I mean, even on the creator side.
Yeah, it's
obviously as an independent videographer and photographer, like that, it's been a grind and a half. I got to
it's only been a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's still like very early stages.
Yeah.
So, but it's work at it every single day and grind at it it's crazy. Not easy. So.
Anything else you want to ask?
No, dude, I'm good. I'm good. Let's rock, my G.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Of course.
We'll talk
Appreciate
more
it.
soon.